There we are. We have connection. Had a little trouble getting connected today. Hello, everybody. It's time for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. I'm Spokane Steve, and today we got the first game of a doubleheader between the Baltimore Orioles and the Cleveland Indians. And welcome to Frank, and welcome to Franklin as well here. Stay away from the water. Yeah, was that Dirty Water song, was that written about Cleveland? It just popped into my head. You know which one I mean? And Frank, oh God, you've got to stop it with the Scully thing. Oh my goodness. I appreciate it, but come on. Oh my goodness. That's funny. All in good fun, right? First game of a doubleheader, it's also the third game of a four-game set. Cleveland has stunned the Orioles by winning the first two games of this series. So we'll see what happens today. John Miller, a right-hander. He is a right-hander, isn't he? Yes. Spot starter for the Orioles, making just his second start of the year. Gary Bell, the righty, on the mound for Cleveland. Miller, in his only start this year, he won the game, went 7 innings, and has a 1.29 ERA. 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. A good start for Miller, his only start so far this year. Bell, on the other hand, 1-3 with a rather high 6.39 ERA. This will be his 6th start. He does have 1 complete game. It was a shutout. He's worked 31 innings, 32 hits, 17 strikeouts. And welcome to Kenyon Gray. Oh, heck yeah, let me refresh this. I can see who else is here. Gerald's here. And I was thinking about playing the doubleheader, but as the day progressed here, I think I'll just play the second game of the doubleheader tomorrow. We'll finish it up tomorrow. 103 currently in Spokane, headed for 106. Well, they had projected 108 the other day, but they revised their forecast, as they always do. Let's adjust it as we see how wrong we are. That's pretty much the weatherman's creed. I used to think they were really good, but that's when I lived in Southern California, and I realized after moving to Spokane 35 years ago that it's pretty easy to forecast the weather in Southern California, right? Not so easy elsewhere. Here's the lineup for Baltimore today. Russ Snyder gets the start in center field. He'll lead off. Aparicio's back in the lineup at shortstop in the 2 spot. Frank Robinson hits third in right field. Brooks Robinson, the cleanup man, at third base. Kurt Bleffery in left field hits 5th. Boog Powell at first base 6th. Davey Johnson at second base 7th. Andy Etchebarren will do the catching and hit 8th, with John Miller, the pitcher, hitting 9th. The Indians defensively have Duke Sims behind the plate. Fred Whitfield at first, Gonzalez and Hauser up the middle with Max Alvis, the third baseman, and the outfield left to right of Wagner, Davalillo, and Hinton. And welcome to DC. DC, the leader in, by far the all-time leader so far in comments, in the comment section of the replays. I appreciate it, DC. If, it lets me know that you're enjoying the game, so that's nice. I also agree with most of your observations, I have to say. Yeah, Colavito's on the bench again, although he did pinch hit in this game. He's available, of course. Okay, Bell's ready to work here as Russ Snyder steps in to lead off the ball game. Snyder comes in 6 for 17. That's 353. No homers, 1 RBI, just his 12th game of the season. Bell gets the sign from Sims, and we are underway. There's the pitch to Snyder on a 6-8 left-hander, a double to 4, and look at that. That's down into the right field corner. Hinton chasing it down, Snyder rounding. And on the roll of a 1, he is in standing with a leadoff double. Oh my goodness, Russ Snyder's hot-hitting ways continue. as he hits a ringing double to start this one off. Here's Aparicio now. He had a couple days off, hitting 200, 20 for 100 exactly. No homers, 6 RBIs. Bell, the sign from Sims now. That's going to be a 3-11 right-handed. It's a foul ball behind the plate. That's going to be played by Sims, and he'll grab it for out number 1. Franklin, I know for a fact, longtime Orioles fan, so we know who he's for today. As Frank Robinson steps into the box, hitting .317, 8 home runs tied for the team lead, and 22 RBIs also tied for the team lead. Bell checks the runner at second. Now comes to the plate. Big Frank. It's a 2-5 right-handed. He struck him out. So a big strikeout for Gary Bell. 2 down, the runner in scoring position, and it'll be up to Brooks Robinson. Brooks hitting .347, leading the club in batting. 3 homers, 17 RBIs. This Baltimore team, of course, a machine all season so far. As Bell comes up, here's the pitch to Brooks on a 5-7 right-handed. It's a little 2-hopper down to third. Alvis backhands it, throws across in time. And the side is retired. So a leadoff double, and they leave him there. And go to the bottom of the first, Baltimore nothing, Cleveland coming to bat. Yeah, DC, it probably kind of, at least I hope it does, gets you in the Strat-O-Matic mood, right? As Miller gets loose, I'll give you the Cleveland lineup. Dick Hauser leading off at shortstop. Chuck Hinton's in right field again for the resting Colavito. Leon Wagner in left field hits third. Fred Whitfield, the first baseman, in the cleanup spot. Max Alvis down at third. Vic Davalillo in center has been dropped down to the 6th spot of the order the last couple of games. Pedro Gonzalez at second, and Duke Sims, the catcher, round out the lineup with Bell, the pitcher, hitting 9th. Baltimore defensively has Echeverrin behind the dish. Powell at first, Johnson and Aparicio up the middle. Brooks Robinson, of course, at third base, and the outfield left to right of Blefary, Snyder, and Frank Robinson. And greetings, Perry. Frank, are you Jim by any chance? Just, I wondered about that. If you're not, that's going to sound like a really strange question. Frank, are you Jim? Well, frankly, Steve, I'm Frank. Okay, anyway, Miller ready to work. Here's Dick Hauser to start us off. Hauser hitting .231. Yes, okay, how about that? Just a hunch. Well, you gave it away with this, with the Scully, the Scully stuff. Hauser at .231. That's 6 for 26. No homers, 3 RBIs. Miller ready to go now. I guess the sign from Echeverrin. The pitch to Hauser is a 112. That's a base hit right up the middle, and Hauser with a leadoff single to start things off for Cleveland. Hauser a star 15 stealer, so let's check the battery now. Miller with a terrible +6 hold. Echeverrin a 0. The most it can be, of course, is 5, so that would make him a 20. Hauser will have to be held on at an 18. However, with a 7 through 10 automatic caught, there's no way he can try for that. Still have to hold him, though. And here's Hinton. Chuck Hinton, part-time player for the Indians that year. Hitting .295, 13 for 44. He's got a pair of homers and 8 runs batted in, as Miller working from the stretch now. Comes right in there with a 110, and it's a double on a 1. Would you look at that? Double to 1, 2. I was ready to call it a 2-star single, but that's going to squirt through and go to the wall. Snyder gets it back in quickly. Hauser will hold up at third. And Cleveland's in business here in the first inning. Second and third, and nobody out. Miller gets a new ball now as Leon Wagner steps to the plate. Early in the game, Baltimore will play the infield back. Wagner hitting .315 so far, 4 home runs and 11 RBIs. Miller set now. Here's the pitch to Leon. It's going to be a .311 right-handed, and he walks him to load the bases. So Miller in a jam right off the bat here in the first inning. The Indians have loaded the bases with nobody out. Here's the cleanup man now, Fred Whitfield. Whitfield hitting .253 on the season. 4 home runs, 14 RBIs, infield at double play depth. Miller into the full windup now. The pitch to Fred is a .3-5 right-handed. It's a ground ball to second base C. That's going to be, oh heck, where's my... I think everybody advances on that. Bear with me, I had to put the charts up because Mookie was getting into them. So we're back, loaded on a ground ball C. Batter is out, runners advance to 1 base. That's pretty much what I thought. So a 4-3 C, that's going to be an RBI for Whitfield. Hauser will cross the plate with the first run of the ball game. Hinton down to third, Wagner to second. And that'll be an RBI for Whitfield. That makes it 1-0. 1 away. And here's Max Alvis. Alvis hitting .258 so far. 4 home runs, 12 RBIs. Infield still back. Miller gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Alvis now on a 4-9. It's a fly ball to right field. That's going to be deep enough to score a run. Frank Robinson makes the catch. Hinton will tag and score. And it's 2-0 Indians. Sac fly to right for Alvis. He'll pick up an RBI on that. 2 down, a man on second now, and here's Vic Davalillo. Davalillo hitting just .221, 2 homers, 9 RBIs. I have to look at the card now. Not one of his great years. He batted .250 that year in 344 at-bats. Just a .299 on base for Vic that year. He would have better years. Miller checks the runner now. Here's the pitch to Davalillo on a 3-6. Base hit into right field. That's an open single. Wagner can try to come home on that. 1-13 runner with 2 outs, 15. Robinson a +116. They're going to send him. Here comes Frank Robinson's throw to the plate, and he scores. Davalillo takes second on the throw, and it is 3-0 Cleveland. How about these Indians? 3-0 right off the bat. Half of the crowd is still at the concession stand, and the Indians have put 3 runs on the board. Pretty good crowd today in Cleveland. Just over 34,000 in the house for this doubleheader on a beautiful Sunday. Sunday in real life and Sunday in our replay, May the 15th, 1966. Pedro Gonzalez will come to bat now. Gonzalez hitting .301 so far. Just 1 homer, but 7 RBIs. Miller comes in there with a .511. It's a fly ball to left field X. That's going to be for Bluffery, a .487. Tough play for Kurt. He's on his horse now. Here it is on a 5. He's not going to get to it. It's a single, 2 stars, and yet another run will cross the plate. An RBI single for Gonzalez. Davalillo scores, and it's 4-0. So they're all over Miller here. In fact, there's action in the Baltimore pen. Long man. Can't see who it is down there. It's Mo Drabowski warming up. That's not the same John Miller, is it, Franklin? Then there was the Dr. John Miller that played Strat-O-Matic with Bob Costas when they were youngsters. Duke hitting 280 so far. No home runs, just 1 RBI. And Miller trying to get out of this inning, get back in the dugout. The pitch to Sims on a 5-7. He walks him, ball 4. And the Indians will bat around in the first inning. So Miller having all kinds of trouble here. Bell, the pitcher, will be the batter. He's a right-handed hitter, 1W. Miller comes in there 4-7, and he walks the pitcher with the bases loaded to force in a run. Holy cow. No, that does not force in a run. I'm sorry, that loads the bases. I beg your pardon. That's right, it was Jon. Thank you, Franklin. Well, here's Hauser. Let's see what happens now. Bases loaded, 2 down. Miller, the full windup. The pitch to Hauser, a 6-7, a single on a 1. And would you look at that? He gets the 1. Holy cow, it's a star single. Runners can just move up 1 base. But that's going to score Gonzalez, making it 5-0. Sims to third, Bell to second. Holy cow. And here comes Bauer, and that's it. Holy cow. John Miller, brilliant in his first start of the season, doesn't make it out of the first inning in this one. And the call goes down to the pen, and Mo Drabowski is going to be coming in. The Indians have sent 10 men to the plate already. Miller allowed 5 hits. He walked 3. He was his own worst enemy. He also got really unlucky on the split die. Gave up a double on a 1 and a single on a 1. And here comes Drabowski. Grabowski's been in 6 ball games, a 1.93 ERA across 9 1/3 innings of work. 7 hits allowed, 12 strikeouts. Grabowski, a strikeout pitcher. And they're looking for a strikeout here with Chuck Hinton coming to bat. Base is still full. Grabowski ready to go now. Hinton doubled his first time up in this same inning. And here comes the pitch on a 6-8, single to 4, and would you look at this? It's a 4, and it's another star single. Another run will score. An RBI single for Hinton. Sims crosses the plate. It is 6-0. Holy wow. Leon Wagner will come up for the second time this inning. He walked and scored already this inning. Grabowski gets the sign from Echebarren. Here's the windup and the pitch to Wagner on a 6-3. It's a grounder to the pitcher X. Grabowski, a fine fielder, 2-0. And here's the play. 17, error range, 9 on an E0. Of course, he makes the play. 1-3X, side retired. But Cleveland ambushes Miller and puts 6 runs on the board here in the first inning. 6 runs on 6 hits. They leave the bases full. And if I sound stunned, hey, I'm just as stunned as you are, believe me. 6-0 Indians. After just 1 inning of play, the Indians have put themselves in position to win the first 3 games of this 4-game set against the best team in the league. And now I'm going to have to move all these over, so bear with me here. It's a good thing they give you extra boxes over here for extra innings, right? Whew. Okay, I have to take a breath after that one. And yes, Franklin, the Orioles certainly can come back. Heck, they almost did in a game just in this series. They were trailing big time, and they actually made it close. To the second inning we go. Curt Blefary will lead it off for Baltimore. Blefary hitting .341 so far, 4 homers, 18 RBIs. Bell into the windup now. Pitch to Curt is a 5'9" left-hander. That's a high fly ball to deep right field. Hinton going back at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Home run, Blefary. And the Orioles are on the board. 5'9" lefty to 5. The roll is a 2. And for Curt Blefary, his 5th home run of the season makes it 6-1. And they start their comeback right away there, Franklin. Here's Boog Powell now. The Boog hitting .345 so far. 8 home runs and 18 RBIs. Bell into the windup. Pitch to Boog's a 4-6. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Second K of the game for Gary Bell. And Davey Johnson will come to bat now. Johnson hitting .290. 1 homer, 12 RBIs. Bell into the windup. Pitch to Johnson is a .311 right-hander. It's a little two-hopper down to first. Whitfield stabs it. It's a race to the bag, and Whitfield gets there first for out number 2. That'll bring up Andy Etchebarren. Andy, the right-handed hitting catcher, comes into the game hitting .322 so far. 3 homers, a dozen RBIs. And here is the windup on the pitch. That's going to be the 6th. Oh, that's not flat. That's going to be a re-roll as Etchebarren fouls one off. Bell rubbing up a new ball. Now set. And here's the pitch on a 1-4. Grounder wide of second. Gonzalez plugs up the hole, spins and fires. And the side is retired. The Orioles get a run on the Blefary homer. After 1.5, it's 6-1. Frank, I do not. That's a super advanced thing. Even some of my Windows game keeper leagues do not use that rule. Some, of course, do. Okay, here's Grabowski. Probably his last inning of work as he's set to lead off the 3rd. Be a busy bullpen for the Birds today. Whitfield, Alvis, and Davalillo due up for Cleveland. Whitfield 0 for 1 today. Grabowski gets the sign from Etchebarren now. The pitch to the lefty. 5'8" left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. First K for Grabowski, and here's Max Alvis. Alvis hit a sac fly his first time out. Right-handed batter. Here's the pitch from Grabowski. 3-8, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Grabowski coming in with the hard stuff, probably knowing that he's going to yield for a pinch hitter in the top of the inning. 2 down for Davalillo, singled in a run and scored in the first. Grabowski into the windup, and here's the pitch on a 4-6. He loses him, ball 4. A 2-out walk to Davalillo. Davalillo with blazing speed. He'll have to be held on. Or will he? Hang on, we got a different pitcher now. Grabowski with a nice -2 hold. Etchebarren is 0, so he's a 13 not held. They'll elect not to hold him with 2 down. and Pedro Gonzalez will be the hitter. No sense for Cleveland to try to push it with a 65% steal with a 5-run lead at this point, especially not with 2 away. So Gonzalez will hit away here. Grabowski out of the stretch now. Comes in there with a 6-7, swung on and missed, strike 3, and Grabowski fans the side. No runs, no hits, they leave 1. We're through 2 innings. It's 6-1 Cleveland. I'm tempted to let Grabowski go a little bit here since it's so early in the game. And look at that, he's a 5-hitting pitcher too. 5 WR. Yeah, he's going to stay in. We're going to try to get some innings out of Grabowski. 5-hitting pitcher is pretty good. I think the 8s and the 5s are the best, actually. Now, you would think intuitively that the 6 or the 7-hitting pitcher would be better than the 5, but I don't think that is the case at all. The 5 has by far more on-base chances. A full 3s column and a 1-2 walk. So Grabowski will bat here to lead off the 3rd. Striking out the side didn't hurt his the decision to leave him in any, let's just say. Bell gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Grabowski on a 3-10. Base hit up the middle. Grabowski comes through with a leadoff single. The 8N is, of course, the best you can have. And Franklin wants him in, too. Here's Russ Snyder. Snyder doubled the lead off the game and was stranded there. Bell working out of the stretch now. The pitch to Snyder, a 6-3. That's a fly ball to left field X. That's going to be Wagner. Wagner, a 4-E3. He's got a long way to go for this one. Here's the play. It's a 4 on an E3, and it's off of his glove for a 2-base error. Oh my goodness, a rare error by Leon Wagner, an E3. And the Orioles have something going in the 3rd. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. And the heart of the order coming up. Aparicio to bat, Frank Robinson on deck. Doesn't it feel closer than 6-1? Boy, it sure does to me. Still, with nobody out, an infield back situation for Cleveland, as Bell stares in to get the sign from Sims now, and the pitch to Aparicio is a 2-11 base hit into left. That's an open single. Snyder could try to score on that. He's a good runner, 15. Wagner a 0. That's a tough one. With nobody out, they're going to hold him up. Grabowski, of course, scores. No sense making an out on the bases with nobody out here. Now let's check the base runners. Aparicio, an excellent stealer, a star 17 and a 16 runner. Bell a 0, Sims a 0. Aparicio will have to be held on now. That makes him a 15. And Frank Robinson coming to bat. Brooks on deck. 6-2 the score now. Frank Robinson could get his team back into this game with one swing of the bat here as Bell studies the runners, now studies the signs from the stretch. The pitch to Big Frank on a 5-9. It's a high fly ball to left field. That's going to be off the wall. He almost got it out of here. That's going to be a double. Snyder will score easily. To center, Aparicio is 16. Davalillo a +1. They're going to send him 17, and they're going to cut the throw off and hold Robinson at second. So it's a 2-run double for Frank Robinson. And it's 6-4, just like that. And here they come. Here's Brooks now. Brooks grounded to third his first time up. Frank Robinson at second. Still nobody out in the third. As Bell comes set, the windup and the pitch to Brooks is a 1-3. Grounder to first base. Whitfield wide of the bag snags it. His only play is to Bell covering, and Robinson will take third on the play. One out and a runner on third, and now Cleveland will pull the infield in for Kurt Blefary. Blefary homered in the last inning. Infield in, the full windup. The pitch to Kurt is a 3-6 right-handed, and he loses in ball 4. So now it's Bell who's struggling here in the third inning. Runners at the corners, one down. And here comes the boog. Holy cow. Cleveland fans getting very nervous in this one now, as Big Boog Pell steps to the plate. Runners at the corners, one down. Cleveland will move it to double play depth. Bell trying to coax a ground ball out of the slow-running Boog here. Bell checks the runners now from the stretch. The pitch to Boog Powell, a 3-11. That's a high fly ball to deep right field. Hinton backing up on the track makes the catch. Frank Robinson will tag and score easily, and we got ourselves a ball game. Six to 5 now. Davey Johnson will be the hitter with a runner at first and 2 down. Davey 0 for 1 so far. Bell from the stretch comes in there with a 2-5, and he pops him up on the left side. Hauser calling, and he'll squeeze it to end the inning. But the Orioles put up 4 runs on 3 hits and leave 1. We got ourselves a ball game, 6 to 5. 2 runs unearned charged to Bell. And we go to the bottom of the third. And Baltimore fans have to be thrilled with the decision to leave Grabowski. And not only is he still out there to pitch, he started the inning off with a base hit. It'll be Sims, Bell, and Hauser for Cleveland here in the bottom of the third. And greetings to Ron. How is everyone's weekend? Hot and sunny in Spokane, as mentioned previously. I love a good Sunday afternoon game. As I said earlier, I thought about running this as a doubleheader today, but I think I'm going to settle for one good game and then make something to eat and watch the ESPN game today. Dodgers and Red Sox, it's been a really good series so far. Did anybody catch that game yesterday on Fox? Holy crap, that was some kind of ball game. Here's Sims to lead things off. He walked his first time up. Grabowski gets the sign now. The wind up the pitch to Sims, a 4-10 left-handed, swung on and missed strike 3. That's the 4th strikeout for Grabowski, who's really got it going today. He's throwing bullets up there. Here's Gary Bell now, walked his first time up. Grabowski comes right back with a 5-6 and strikes him out. Look at that. K, Watt, K for Grabowski. 2 down and Hauser the hitter. Hauser 2 for 2 so far. Both of his singles occurring in the first inning. Grabowski into the windup. The pitch to Hauser is a 4-9 right-handed. That is a high fly ball to deep left field. Blefary back, however, looking up on the track, makes the grab to retire the side. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Grabowski, who really has some serious stuff today. 3 innings in the books. It's Indians 6, Orioles 5. Mookie, he's around here somewhere. I wonder if he's not still a little worn out from his beach adventure earlier this week. Bell ready to work now in the 4th. Etchebarren, Grabowski, and Snyder do. Andy Etchebarren 0 for 1 today. Bell into the windup. That's going to be a 5-7 right-handed. A grounder down to third base. That's going to be for Alvis. He has it. Throws to Whitfield for 1. And now let's see what they're going to do about Grabowski. He's worked 2 1/3. He's rated 4 for relief endurance, and he's a darn good hitting pitcher. He's going to bat again. Bell to the windup. The pitch, 4-9, single to 9, and would you look at that? Grabowski's 2 for 2. Oh my goodness. Grabowski, so far the player of the game. He's pitched awesomely, and he's 2 for 2. That'll bring up Russ Snyder with a man at first and 1 down. Snyder's been on base both times, doubled in the first, reached on an error in the third. Bell working from the stretch now. Pitch to Russ, a 6-9. Fly ball into left field. That's going to be a routine play for Wagner. And he'll grab it for out number 2. That'll be up to Aparicio now. Luis, 1 for 2 today. God, I just about had to leave him in, didn't I, Frank? 1 for 2, Bell from the stretch. Aparicio on a 2-7, right in the heart of his good call, and he lofts one to center. Davalillo backing up a bit and hauls it in to retire the side. So no runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th in a 6-5 game, Cleveland leading for the moment. And here's Grabowski now, already a fan favorite today, I can tell. He'll be looking at Hinton, Wagner, and Whitfield in the bottom of the 4th. Hinton's 2 for 2. Like Hauser, both of his hits occurring in the first inning. Grabowski gets the sign from Andy Etchebarren now. And here's the pitch on a 6-10 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Strikeout number 6 for Grabowski. And that is for sure. Here's Leon Wagner now with 1 down. 0 for 1 with a walk. Grabowski into the windup. Pitch to Wagner's a 1-7. Base hit the other way. Wagner just reaches out and fought that one off into left field. And he's aboard with a 1-out single. So let's see, that's 1, 2 2 for Grabowski now as Whitfield stands in 0 for 2. Grabowski checks the runner. Now comes to the plate, 1-4, grounder to third base. That's Brooks Robinson. He goes down for Johnson for 1, on to Powell, not in time. That'll be a force play. So a 5-4 force for the second out. And Max Alvis will be the hitter. Elvis 0 for 1, hit a sacrifice fly in the first, struck out in the second. Grabowski staring in now. And it's a 4-9 high fly ball into deep left field. Backing up is Bleffery at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Home run, Max Elvis. Let's take another look. 4-9 righty, homer to 8. The roll is a 2. Elvis has the power. And for Max Elvis, his 5th home run of the season, that makes it 8-5 Cleveland. Grabowski with 3 innings is now in his first endurance inning. That's 1. Here's Davalillo. Singled and walked so far in this one. Grabowski gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Davalillo. We got a dice down as Davalillo fouls one straight back. Grabowski gets a new ball now. Rubbing it up. Now set, and here's the pitch for Vic. 1-4, fly ball into right field. It's a can of corn for Frank Robinson, and that will do it for Cleveland in the 4th. But they score 2 runs on a 2-run homer by Max Elvis. After 4 complete, it's 8-5 Cleveland. Still anybody's game. Baltimore, excuse me. Baltimore will send up the heart of the order in the 5th. And here's Big Frank to lead things off. Robinson 1 for 2 today. Bell into the windup. Pitch to Robbie. 3-10 right-handed. He loses him, ball 4. It's a leadoff walk to Frank Robinson. So Bell, obviously pitching carefully to Frank, walks him to lead off the inning, and here comes Brooks. Brooks 0 for 2 so far. Bell ranked as a 7 starter as far as endurance goes. We're only in the 5th. Working out of the stretch now, here comes the pitch to Brooks. 6-8 right-handed. That's a double to 5 on a 19. That's going to hold up in left field for Wagner, who makes the grab for out number 1. That'll bring up Bleffery, Boog Powell on deck. Bleffery's walked and homered in this one. Bell studying the signs now from the stretch. The pitch to Bleffery, 6-3. That's a fly ball to left field X. That's going to be a tough play for Wagner once again, a 4-E3. And here's the play on a 12. That's the E rating. The roll is a 9. He's an E3, and he makes the catch for the out. So 7X, 2 down. And here's Boog Powell. Powell struck out in the 2nd, drove in a run with a sac fly in the 3rd. Runner at first, 2 down. Bell out of the stretch. That's going to be a 6-3, same number. Fly ball to left field X. Wagner, a 4-E3, racing to the gap. On a 6, he's not going to get it. That's a double. 2 stars. They will hold Frank Robinson at 3rd on a long double by Boog Powell. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Davy Johnson. Second and third, 2 down. Birds trail by 3. Bell studying the signs now, checks the runners. Now comes set, and a pitch to Davy Johnson, a 2-10 right hand, and it's a little comebacker. Bell snares it over to Whitfield, and that ends the inning. So the Birds strand 2, 1 hit and a walk. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, it is 8-5 Cleveland. And welcome to Shanna Estrada. First time in the chat room. Shanna, gentlemen, happens to be my sister. So please give her a warm welcome, as I know you will, to the chat room today. Grabowski's coming out again. He's worked 3 1/3. Bottom of the order due up for Cleveland. Pedro Gonzalez will get us started off here in the bottom of the inning. Pedro 1 for 2 today. Echeverria flashing some signs. Grabowski set now. The windup, the pitch for Gonzalez is a 2-7 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and the strikeout machine known as Mo Grabowski continues to roll along. That is 6 strikeouts now for Grabowski. They'll bring up Sims, who's walked and struck out his last time, facing Grabowski. Grabowski set now. The windup and the pitch to Sims. That's a 4-6 left-handed, and he loses in ball 4. So a 1-out walk to Sims. Decision time as Gary Bell's due up. A 7 endurance starter. We're only in the 5th. He's going to lay it down. An A bunter on a 9. Successful sacrifice bunt fielded by Brooks. That pushes Sims over to second, so Sims will be in scoring position with 2 away. And Dick Hauser will come to the plate. Hauser's 2 for 3 in this one. Grabowski staring in now. Here's the windup. Here is the pitch. That's going to be a 4-6. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. That's 7 strikeouts for Grabowski, and the side is retired. Holy smoke. Grabowski left a fastball over the heart of the plate to Max Alvis back in the 4th. Other than that, he has been fantastic. 5 innings in the books. It's 8-5 Cleveland. Gary Bell now loosening up for the 6th. Echeverria in the pitcher's spot and Snyder due up. It's going to be the end of the line for Grabowski. Stu Miller has already begun throwing in the Baltimore pen. Andy Echeverria 0 for 2 today. Gary Bell gets the sign from Sims now, and here's the pitch. It's a 3-9 right-handed. Struck him out. And now we will have a pinch hitter for Grabowski. Let's take a look at that line for Grabowski. My goodness, 4 1/3 innings, just 2 hits allowed, 2 runs on the 2-run homer by Alvis. He walked a pair and struck out 8. 8 strikeouts in 4 1/3 innings for Mo Grabowski. Close the book on Miller now. The other Miller warming in the pen, Stu Miller. And we'll have a batter now for Grabowski. One out, nobody on. Sam Bowens will grab a bat. So Sam Bowens will pinch hit here for Grabowski. Bowens has not played much this year. He's 3 for 10. One of those hits a home run, however, and he has 3 RBIs. Yes, Frank, and he went 2 for 2 on top of it. Bell gets the sign now. The pitch to Bowens. 1-5 right-handed. He draws the walk. So Bowens with the 1-out walk. And that'll bring up Russ Snyder. Snyder 1 for 3 so far. Bell throw over to first. Bowens back to the bag. Now set. In fact, they're going to have to hold Bowens on. 0-0-16. He's going to try for the lead. 2 through 5 or 11. 9, he does not establish a good lead, and Snyder will hit away. Here's the pitch now from the stretch on a 1-3. It's a grounder to shortstop. Hauser has it to Gonzalez for 1. On to first, not in time. That'll be a force play. So Bowens is erased. Snyder down to first. 2 away, the batter will be Luis Aparicio. Frank Robinson in the on-deck circle. Aparicio 1 for 3. Bell getting the sign now out of the stretch. The pitch to Aparicio is a 6'9" right-handed. He struck him out. 2 strikeouts for Bell this inning. That'll retire the side. No runs, no hits, a man left. So Gary Bell has settled down now since the 3rd. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still 8-5. Here comes Stu Miller now, the 3rd Baltimore pitcher of the day. Miller's worked in 6 games. He's 1-0 with 4 saves and a stingy 1.08 ERA across 8 1/3 innings. In those 8 1/3, he surrendered just 6 hits and struck out 5. Miller ready to go now. We'll be looking at Hinton, Wagner, and Whitfield as Cleveland comes to bat in the bottom of the 6th. Hinton 2 for 3 on the day. Miller set now. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's going to be a 3-8 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So Miller picks right up where Grabowski left off. Blows a high heater right by Chuck Hinton, and there's 1 away. Leon Wagner will come to the plate now. 1 for 2 with a walk. Miller gets the sign from Echeverry. Here's the pitch to Wagner. It's a 4-6 left-handed. It's a double to 6 on a 20. He'll settle for a long single. And Wagner's aboard with his 2nd hit of the afternoon. Wagner, no threat to steal. And here's Fred Whitfield now. Fred 0 for 3 today. Left-handed hitter. Miller from the stretch. 2-6 right-handed. That's a high fly ball to deep right field. Robinson starts back and then just watches it land halfway up the seats. It's a 2-run blast for Fred Whitfield, and the Indians have opened it up. 10-5 the score now. Let's take another look at that one. 2-6, no doubt about it. 2-6 home run for Fred Whitfield. His 5th home run of the season. Wagner scores ahead of him. And the score is now at 10-5 Cleveland. Holy cow. 2nd home run of the day for the Tribe, and here's Max Alvis. Alvis has the other one. 2-run blast in the 4th. He is 1 for 2 today. Miller gets the sign. Here's the pitch now. It's a 3-7 right-handed. It's a grounder into the hole. It's short. Aparicio there. Long throw across in time, and that's the second out. Here's Vic Davalillo now, 1 for 2 with a walk. Miller into the windup. Pitch to Vic is a 6-9 left-handed. That's a grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be a tough play for Aparicio, but a Gold Glover at a 1E18 as he ranges into the hole. The roll on the play is the error range. It's a 7 on an 18. What a play by Aparicio. Nice stop, long throw in time, and the side is retired. So a Gold Glove play by a Gold Glove shortstop brings the inning to a close. The Indians, however, add on a pair, a 2-run blast by Whitfield. And through 6 complete, it's Indians 10, Orioles 5. I tell you what, the Indians have brought their A game here against the Orioles. For those of you who didn't catch the beginning, this is the 3rd game of a 4-game set. The Indians have won the first 2. Gary Bell will enter his first inning of potential fatigue here. He's in S7 as we go to the 7th. And the heart of the Baltimore Oriole due up. Frank Robinson to start things off. 1 for 2 with a walk today. Bell gets the sign from Sims. Here's the pitch to Frank. It's a 6-11 right-hander. It's a fly to right field X. That's going to be a tough play for Chuck Hinton. 3E10. Hinton on his horse. Here's the play. On a 1, he's not going to get that. That's down and will roll to the wall. Robinson hurrying around first. He's into second with a stand-up double. Second double of the game for Frank Robinson. 2 doubles and a walk. Robinson having a very good game today. And here's Brooks now. Brooks Robinson 0 for 3 so far. Action now in the Cleveland bullpen as Steve Hargan begins to throw. Okay, here's Brooks Robinson. Bell checks the runner. Now comes to the plate, 1-9. It's a fly ball into left field. That's playable for Wagner. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Robinson will hold at second. And they'll bring up Kurt Bleffery with 1 down. Bleffery has a home run today, also a walk, 1 for 2. Left-handed batter. Bell, the windup and the pitch is a 5-10 left-handed, and he loses him, ball 4. And now 1 more hit or walk will fatigue Bell. So Hargan getting ready in a hurry down there as the Boog Powell. The Boog! Boog Powell steps to the plate. Powell, enormous power. He could get the Orioles back into this one with 1 swing of the bat here. 1 for 2 today with a double. Bell checks the runner. Here's the pitch to Powell. It's a 3-11. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Backing up is Hinton. He makes the catch. Robinson can tag up and take third on that, and he will. 1-19. He tags up and takes third. Two down, however, and it's up to Davy Johnson now. Hargan ready, Bell trying to get out of the inning, and Duke Sims is going out to the mound. Probably to check on Bell. Bell nodding, he says he's okay. We shall see. Runners at the corners, 2 out. Davy Johnson at the plate. Bell out of the stretch. And here's the pitch to Johnson on a 5-5. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. What a huge strikeout there by Gary Bell. And the Orioles leave 2 on base. No runs, a hit, 2 left. Yeah, exactly, Kenyon. I don't foresee that happening, but 2 deep flies for Boog today. He's getting under it a little bit. Stu Miller will come out for his second inning. Bottom of the order for Cleveland once again. It's Gonzalez, Sims, and the pitcher's spot. Gonzalez singled back in the first, struck out twice. Miller into the windup now. Here's the pitch to Pedro. It's a 6-7 right-handed. It's a ground ball up the middle. Aparicio cuts it off, turns and fires for out number 1. That'll bring up Duke Sims, the left-handed hitting catcher. He's walked twice today. 0 for 1. The pitch by Miller, 4-8, single to 9, and on a 9. That squeaks right through under the outstretched glove of Davy Johnson and into center field for a single. So a 1-out single by Sims. Decision time for Cleveland. Oh, who am I kidding? With a 5-run lead, they're going to leave Bell in. The pitch by Miller, 5-6, fly ball to center field. That's a can of corn for Russ Snyder, and there's 2 away. That'll bring up Hauser, the shortstop, 2 for 4 today. Miller out of the stretch. Comes into Hauser with a 6-7 right-handed. Another ground ball to short. Aparicio charges this one on the run. Throws to Powell to retire the side. No runs a hit, 1 left. We've played 7 here in Cleveland. It's Indians 10, Orioles 5. Here's Gary Bell now. His 8th inning of work. Gave up a hit and a walk in his first endurance inning. Echeverria in the pitcher's spot and Russ Snyder due for the Orioles. Echeverria 0 for 3 today. As Bell gets the sign from Sims, winds and deals. It's a 4-12 right-handed ground ball to the pitcher X. Bell, a 2-E12. And here's the roll on the play. On a 3, he makes a fine play. Throws to first in time. Oh my goodness, that was a web gem by Gary Bell. So Bell helping himself with the glove there. 1-3X exclamation point. That will go down as a web gem. And now the Orioles will send up a pinch hitter for Stu Miller. Whoops, that's not right. So Miller works 1 inning. No, he worked 2 innings. Two hits, 2 runs, no walks, and a strikeout. Let's see who's warming up for Baltimore down there. Eddie Watt throwing in the Baltimore pen with 1 out and nobody on. We're looking for on base. Paul Blair will be the hitter. I can see a double switch coming here. Blair, the regular center fielder, did not start this one. He's hitting .245 on the season with 1 home run and with 22 RBIs, tied with Frank Robinson for the club lead. Righty on righty as Bell comes set. The pitch to Blair is a 2-8 right-handed. That's a base hit right up the middle, and Blair off the bench comes through with a 1-out single. Blair, a good base stealer, star 15. Let's check the battery once more. 0 hold, 0 arm. They'll hold him on, making him a 13. One more hitter walk will fatigue Bell. Hargan ready in the pen. I was waiting for it, Franklin. Here's Russ Snyder, 1 for 4 today. Bell gets the sign from Sims, now working out of the stretch. The pitch to Snyder is a 2-6 right-handed. That is ripped into the corner for extra bases. Snyder rounding, heading to second. They're going to hold Blair up at third. And with a ringing double, the Orioles have runners at second and third with 1 away. That also fatigues Bell, and here comes Tebbets. That's going to be it for Gary Bell. So Bell, a solid effort today. He ends up going 7 1/3. He allowed 10 hits. 5 runs so far. Runners at second and third are his responsibility, of course. He walked 1, 2, 3, 4. And he struck out 3. No, 4. Hang on. 4. So Steve Hargan jogging in from the pen. Hargan's worked in 7 games in the 3-play so far. No record, but a fine 2.92 ERA across 12 1/3 innings of work. And there's Jimmy Jam. Welcome, Jimmy. So it's Blair at third, Snyder at second, 1 away, and Luis Aparicio, the batter. Infield back in a 10-5 game. Hargan set now. The windup and the pitch is a 4-8 right-handed single to 13. That's down for a single. Knocked down at short by Hauser, but he has no play. That's going to go as an infield single, and Blair will cross the plate, making it 10-6. Snyder stops at third. Now we've got to check Aparicio. He's a star 17 stealer. Held on, which he will be. He's a 15. 10-6. Frank Robinson at the plate. Brooks Robinson on deck. And I know Franklin's thinking it. It's drama time. Robbie with 2 doubles and a walk today. Hargan's got his hands full here with runners at the corners and 1 down. Throw over to first, Aparicio back in time. Now from the stretch, the pitch to Frank Robinson. It's a 1-4 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Wagner starts back, looks, and it is gone. Way gone. A 3-run blast by Frank Robinson, and we've got a 1-run game again. Holy cow. Let's take another look at it. 1-4 right-handed, no doubt about it. Oh my goodness, Frank Robinson picks an opportune time to unload his 9th home run of the season, which now places him second in the American League in that category. And it's 10-9. Oh my goodness, what a freaking ball game. 4 hits in a row for the Birds here in the 8th. The crowd almost silent here in Cleveland. You can hear a pin drop here as Brooks Robinson steps to the plate. Holy crap, what a ball game. Brooks 0 for 4. Hargan takes a deep breath now into the windup. The pitch to Brooks is a 2-4 right-handed. He pops him up on the left side. Alvis calling. And he'll grab it for out number 2. Here's Blefary. Blefary homered back in the 2nd, since has walked twice. Left-handed batter. And here's the pitch. It's a 1-12. He walks again. 3rd walk of the day for Blefary. Tying run is aboard with 2 down. And Boog Powell coming to the plate. That's going to send Duke Sims out to the mound. Sims going over some things with Hargan here. Probably how to pitch to Boog. Boog 1 for 3 with a double today. He's pin hitting to the wall twice with deep fly balls that stayed in the ballpark. Hargan's set now. From the stretch, the pitch to Boog is a 2-7 right-handed, a single to 2 on a 14. That is knocked down by Gonzalez, who gets up and throws him out to end the inning. Nice play by Pedro Gonzalez, but the Orioles stun the Cleveland faithful with 4 in the 8th on 4 hits and leave 1. When we go to the bottom of the 8th, Indians 10, Orioles 9. Now we're going to have some defensive changes for the Orioles. Blair is going to stay in the 9 spot and play center field. I'd already left him there. Was thinking of switching him with Snyder, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. 2E5 minus 1. Let's get Snyder back here. Schneider's going to move to left, where he's a 2E6 plus 2. And the pitcher will go in Blefary's spot. And that pitcher will be Eddie Watt, of course. Holy crap, what a game. I tell you, this game's been about as hot as the temperatures here in Spokane, which is 105 currently, by the way. Eddie Watt comes on to pitch the 8th. Watt so far has been in 5 games, a microscopic 0.84 ERA across 10 2/3 innings. Hinton, Wagner, and Whitfield due up for Cleveland. And this one is far from over. Here's Chuck Hinton now, 2 for 4 today. Watt set now. The windup on the pitch to Chuck Hinton is a 4-5 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3, and it's the hat trick for Chuck Hinton, who fans for the 3rd time today. That'll bring up Wagner. Wagner 2 for 3 with a walk, left-handed batter. Watt set now. Winds and deals. 3-10 right-handed. He loses him ball 4. So Wagner will jog down to first with the 1-out walk. And Fred Whitfield will come to the plate. Whitfield with that big 2-run homer back in the 6th. 1 for 4 today. Watt checks the runner from the stretch. Pitch to Fred is a 1-10 right-handed. It's a lazy fly ball into left field. Snyder backing up a few steps and takes it for out number 2. It'll be up to Max Alvis now, 2 down in the 8th. Runner at first. Alvis 1 for 3 with a home run today. 3 RBIs in the game. Watt out of the stretch. The pitch to Alvis. 6-5. Grounder to shortstop X. That's the Golden Glove of Aparicio. 1E18 as he ranges into the hole. And here's the play on a 2. A diving stop to his feet. Long throw. In time! Oh my God, it's an amazing web gem play by the Gold Glove shortstop Luis Aparicio. And we're going to the 9th. 6-3X web gem. What a play by Aparicio. Holy crap. No runs, no hits. They leave a man. We're through 8 complete. It's Indians 10, Orioles 9. Now the question for Cleveland is it going to be Hargan? Or are they going to go? They're going to go to Bob Allen to try to save it. Allen pitched in this game in real life. Bottom of the order due up. So Hargan worked just 2/3 of an inning. 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts. We can close the book on Bell now. Seven runs, 5 earned. As Bob Allen gets loose, let's take a look at his replay numbers. He's just been in 2 games so far, 1 save, has not allowed a run in an inning and a third. Davey Johnson will lead it off here in the 9th. The Birds trail by a run. A wild one here in Cleveland today. And just game 1 of a doubleheader, too. Davey Johnson 0 for 4 today will start things off. Allen gets the sign from Sims now. First, let's check the Cleveland defense. Almost forgot to do that. Jim Landis will take over in left field for Wagner. The rest of it looks pretty good. Here's Johnson now. Allen into the windup. The pitch to Davey Johnson is a 3-6 right-handed, a single on a 4, but on a 16, that's speared at second by Pedro Gonzalez. 1 down. So a line drive, but right at the second baseman. That's the first out of the inning. And Andy Etchebarren will come to bat now. Etchebarren 0 for 4. Allen staring in to get the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch to Etchebarren. It's a 1-7 right-handed. He struck him out. And the Orioles are down to their last out, and they'll send up a pinch hitter for Eddie Watt. They really need an all-or-nothing Hail Mary, but all 4 of the batters left on the bench are W against right-handers. In that case, Jerry Adair is going to be the batter. No. I beg your pardon. Whoops. Allen is a lefty. Thank you, Perry. My apologies. Okay, I have to go to the replay now. Johnson 3-6. Single to 9 on a 16. He's out. Let's see about Etchebarren. I also mistakenly assumed that the pitcher was due up. Actually, it's Paul Blair who moved into the 9 spot in the double switch. So rechecking the roll on Etchebarren now. 1-7 left-hander. He flies to left. Thank you so much, Perry. That could have been disastrous. Yeah, you can see I haven't used Allen much. He's just been in 2 games. And as you can tell, not really familiar with Bob Allen. So Paul Blair will be the batter now with 2 away. Blair singled off the bench in the 8th. Allen set now. Here's the pitch to Blair. 6-5 right-handed. It's a grounder to short X. That's going to be Hauser, a 4E42. Tough play for Dick. Into the hole on a 14. He makes the nice stop, and the ball game is over. Oh, what a play by Hauser. And what a game. Holy crap. 10-9 the final. I'll have the totals for you in a moment. Allen with a flawless inning picks up the save. His second of the season. Gary Bell, the winning pitcher, his record improves to 2-3. John Miller, who was rocked off the mound in the first inning, takes the loss. His record squares at 1-1. I don't know, guys. I'm still inclined to give the player of the game to Mo Drabowski. Yeah. It doesn't always have to be a player from the winning team. It's just player of the game. It's not MVP, right? Watt in his one inning, no hits, a walk, and a K. So your totals. Yeah, that's true, Kenyon Robinson with the 2 runs, 5 ribbies, 2 doubles, and a homer. Hell, let's give it to both of them. So co-players of the game, both from the losing team. Rarely happens, but it happened today. In a wild 10-9 game for the Orioles. For Cleveland, 10 runs on only 9 hits. One error. The Orioles, 9 runs, 11 hits, no errors. And honorable mention, sure, Frank, honorable mention to the Gold Glover Aparicio. On the Cleveland side, big days from Whitfield and Alvis, hitting 4 and 5 in the lineup. Hard to imagine topping this one, but tomorrow we'll finish off this doubleheader. Same time, 1:30 Pacific, Dave McNally will take the mound for the Orioles. Lee Stang will get the start for Cleveland. So please join me for that. Meanwhile, I want to wish you guys a fine evening and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Spokane Steve, out of here for now. Take care, everybody.